Kyle Gilberts. Welcome to my live call tonight, and it comes with a question. How does the election affect your business? And I'll get into that in just a minute. For those of you that do not know me, I've been involved in network marketing for over 40 years, share a lot of what I've learned in my journey on these live calls. So I started in this business totally broke, sold a junk truck to get started, put $200 in my business. Last 28 years, I've been full-time network marketing. If that interests you, keep listening. And I'm going to acknowledge some awesome people that are going to be joining. And hey, Barry Blake, what's up, dude? Good to see you, Barry, in New Zealand. You know, I was looking at in Facebook, in memories. I was there 3 years ago with you, buddy. You remember we went out and had some fun, and went to Hobbiton. Well, I'll never forget Hobbiton. Oh my gosh, I love that. For those of you that's in the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbits, the town they lived in. Howard, how are you? Stephanie, how are you? How are you, Stephanie? Good to see you. You can say where you're from. So far, Barry's the furthest one out. He's in New Zealand, so I think you'd have to be on the moon to be further out than Barry. Yeah, I was looking at some pictures today. I posted them on my Facebook page too, just being in Queenstown, New Zealand. Oh, was it beautiful. You know, the background, and they use that background, beautiful background in the movie The Lord of the Rings. Just a beautiful country. And Stephanie says, Oregon, good to see you on the call. And Markian, good to see you in Colorado. George in New York City. How you doing, George? But it was so, oh man, just, yeah, great country. I love it. And love traveling when we can. We haven't done much this year as far as traveling. I don't know about you. But not this year, we have not done much. Mary in Colorado, good to see you. Jody in Alabama, good to see you. Emily and Utesi in Manila, Philippines. Good morning. It's morning there. Howard says Canada is here, man. It's been a while since I've been to Canada. It was mostly over the Maritimes where I traveled. Used to do a lot of meetings there. Daniette, good to see you. And Bernard, good to see you as well, my friend. Hey, Alinea in Tennessee, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you on the call. It's Monday evening. I'm doing it from my gym because it works out best. Yeah. Kids got it made. I tell this to my kids all the time. You know, they're young, they're energetic, their metabolism, I mean, they can devour a pizza and it just evaporates, right? You know, nothing sticks or stays, right? You know, they don't even have to exercise when they do that stuff. You know, they have those benefits. And then when you get older, then it doesn't work that way. Then you got to put all this effort to keep yourself up. So that's why I come in here. Ernest, nice to see you. Good to see you. Good evening. And yeah, so here's the thing. I titled this, How the Election Affects Your Business. Why would we talk about that? Well, in the United States, you had, I don't know, you had half a country for one candidate, half another for another. It was, just crazy, right? Why talk about that? Well, if there was an earthquake that leveled a city in the United States, we'll talk about it because it leveled a city. If millions of people die from cancer every year, we'll talk about it because millions of people die. Things that affect people, things that affect us, affect what we do. And so when it comes to this election, that's affected a lot of networkers. A lot of networkers are very, shaken by it. Some are shaken by it. And I'll be politically neutral on this. I will. But the reason why I'm going to talk about it, because it happened. And how it affects your business is really up to you. It's how are you going to show up as a leader with your team? Because the thing about it is, when we think about our lives, things that happen in our lives, for example, maybe you're married to someone that's not supportive to you at all in a lot of things. You can focus on that. You can have daily anxiety about it. You can, just let it ruin your life, upset your life. Or you can accept the circumstances and say, okay, that is what it is. The question is, what can I do about it? How do I make it better? To not accept the circumstances, to live in denial, is not going to help. So here's the thing: when we look at in this case, the election, who's going to decide the election? Probably the Supreme Court. Who knows? It'll go to the courts, and they're going to make a decision. Whoever's president, they're president. Now, that may not be your guy, and you may be upset. You may have anxiety about it, and because your man didn't win. But it's not going to change things. It will not change things. The sooner that we accept something, then we don't have to live in fear. We don't have to have anxiety about it. We don't have to be filled with negativity. You cannot run your business or improve your life or get to the next level in your personal growth if you're dominated by negativity. If negativity is just eating you up like a cancer, you cannot be a force of good for your team. If your team has the same feelings, the negativity and all that, nobody's moving forward on this. You're not going to move forward in your business. You're not going to be able to grow your business. Now, I remember back, for example, when Obama got elected. You remember 2008? Housing market crashed. Man, it was like bad, very bad. The economy, everything was horrible. The interesting thing was, and again, I'm not going to be political at all on this, but I'm just going to say, when I remember him saying basically that he's a socialist and that they're going to spread the wealth around, I said, well, that's all I need to know about you. And I never heard a speech he ever made. Never did. In his 8 years, if you asked me what speech he ever gave or what he taught, I'd have no idea because I never listened to it. I disconnected from it. Why? Because I don't agree with that philosophy, but at the same time, I'm not going to allow it to affect my happiness. And I continue to build a very successful business from my home, working with my leaders around the world. I continue to travel and do events and have leadership meetings, summits, if you will. So I grew my business. I just ignored all the propaganda, all the drama. I didn't want to engage in it. And I can promise you this, whoever they decide to be, whoever the president is, if I hear that same kind of propaganda, I'm not going to listen to it. Because the one thing I know about Americans is there's enough good Americans to course correct a country. That's it. And that's the history in this country. So good will prevail. It always does. And I'm confident of that. And so the thing about it is what we have to do is decide how we're going to show up with our teams. and try to guide the thinking of our leaders in our team, so that if they're just so upset and so focused about what happened in this election and their person didn't get elected, we need to help them to understand this reality, that the sooner you accept reality, because you can't change it, it is what it is, but you can change how you feel about it. In other words, I'm not saying you have to agree with what happened in terms of who was elected. It is what it is, but it's like, okay, now, what can I do to have better leadership in my team the way I'm showing up? And what can I do to first of all, lead myself? Because you got to lead yourself first. You want to impact the world? Then you got to start with yourself. You start with yourself, then you'll impact those around you. You impact those around you, that impacts a community. You impact a community, you impact a town. You impact a town, you impact a city. You impact a city, you impact a state. You impact a state, you impact a country. You impact a country, you impact the world. But it all starts with you. It's going to be on what you choose. It's the choice that you make every day. To not accept it is not going to change it. And then what it's going to do, then you're going to be in fear, you're going to be in anxiety, you're just not going to be happy with yourself. And the last thing you want to do is talk about it with your team leaders. It's not going to help. It's not going to help. And they're not going to move forward. Your business won't move forward. The best thing you can do is say, okay, it is what it is. Now, how can I build myself up? How can I be a better leader to my team? And then what are some things that we can do together to improve our lives, our personal life as well as our business? And get focused on it. Get focused on productive activities. That's what you need to do. I mean, there's a lot of drama out there. There's a lot of anger out there. And, people say, hey, this isn't fair. What's happened is not fair. Okay. There's corruption. There's this, there's that. Okay. How are you going to let it affect you? So you have a choice. Things will play out the way they play out. The question is, are you in control of your own life? Are you just going to react, or are you going to respond? Are you just going to react to everything that happens, be in a state of fear, a state of anger, or respond, be in a state of love, be in a state of gratitude, be in a state of contribution? What can I do? Start asking that question more often. What can I do? I woke up this morning thinking that very thing. I thought, okay, do I like everything that's going on right now in this country? No, I do not. I do not. How am I going to let it affect me? I'm not going to focus on it. I'm not. Because I know it's going to work its way out. Friends, at the end of the day, the Lord's Prayer, thy kingdom come, that's the ultimate solution to mankind. And Jesus taught us that prayer, to pray, thy kingdom come, his will be done on earth. I believe that time will come very soon. But until that time, what we have to do is focus on not reacting, but responding in the way that will best help ourselves and those around us. And that is thinking about, what can I do to make a difference? What can I do to make contribution to others? How can I help others? What we can do, we should do. And that's the thing. It's a choice. But start making a list of that. Just like I did today. I reached out to some leaders this morning, started talking to them. I thought, okay, what's most important? What are some things that need to happen today? Who do I need to reach out to? I need to check their state of mind, I mean, because it's not just in the United States. I mean, people around the world are watching this election, right? I mean, I was talking to a leader in Australia, she's shaken by it, okay? Talking to others in other countries. But I'm just saying, here's the thing, things will work out. The right things will be done, and eventually, like I said, it's in God's hand, and the best answer will be coming soon, and He'll give that. But the thing is, you decide how you're going to feel. You decide whether you're going to be negative or positive. You decide whether you're in a state of scarcity or a state of gratitude. What can you be thankful for? I was thinking about that today. If I lost everything I had, but I still had my family, then, and my relationship with God, then I'm the richest man on earth. I mean, we got to always go back to what is the most important thing. And material things are not the most important thing. Money's not the most. We need those things. We like nothing wrong with those things. But what I'm saying is, when we think things are so bad and we're so unhappy that we cannot find happiness, that we needed to do some soul searching and reevaluate our values. What the heck? I mean, what are our values? Because God, family, things like that should be at the top of the list, not somewhere at the bottom. It can't be about just money, power, material things, rank, authority, control, things like that. Tony Robbins, when I went to a date with Destiny in December, he had us write out our values. And then beside it, what we would have to do to achieve those values. It was interesting because I never thought about it that way. And then I remember waking up the next day, because the next day we were supposed to discuss it at the event. And I remember waking up thinking, that's not the order of my values. What was I thinking? And then I rewrote them before I went to the event. The thing is, you should do that. What are some of the most important things? The most important things in your life. Write them down in order. Beside it, what do you have to do to achieve it? And you may not have to do much. In the case of family, is at the top of the list. God, family, okay? Well, when it comes to my family, you know what? To me, happiness is wanting the things I already have. When you want the things that you already have, you're pretty rich. In fact, you're very rich. Most people won't do that. Most people think, okay, I got this, I got that. Now, what else do I not have that I need? No. What do you have that you still need? What do you have that you still need? Because you already got it. Don't live your life in emptiness, in scarcity, that you don't have things, that you need more things constantly. Probably the most important thing, that is the most important thing to you, you already have. So with your team, be grateful and help them, work with them, and talk to them. See what's going on in their life. Be an example of leadership. Be an example of hope. Be a light bearer. Be a light bearer. I mean, people are looking for leadership, and when you step up and you're different, you talk different, you have faith in your heart, you have hope in your mind, people are going to say, who is this person? That's right. Be that leader. So how the election affects your business is up to you. Understand this. You are in control of your life. This system will work its way out, like I mentioned earlier. They'll decide whoever's going to be president, whatever. There's enough good people in this world that's going to keep the not so good ones in check. We need to just go on and do what is most important, and that is help those people in our team. And if you don't have a big enough team yet, then it's time that you do. Start talking to people. A lot of people are going to be shaken up. You know, you look at Europe, Italy, France have shut down this month. Spain, maybe, I believe. A lot of Europe has shut down. The UK. Who knows what's going to happen here in the United States? There's a lot of uncertainty. But with uncertainty is opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to be able to reach out to others and show them a better way. And network marketing is a better way to be able to work from home, to be able to work with your family, around your family. Sometimes I get noisy, I have to go to a different room when I'm talking to somebody. But it's beautiful. I mean, we go back to the days of the agricultural era, like, for example, in America, before the industrial age hit, when children left the farm and they went to the cities to work in the factories. Prior to that, when they were together at the farm, family life was good. They loved one another. They were close. It was really the way it was meant to be. I look at network marketing like that you can work from home, be with your family, enjoy family life, enjoy your life with your children the way it was meant to be. It's the best life. And I've loved it. I've loved it. And there's no question about it. Might have to fight for our freedoms later. May come to that. I mean, in terms of letting those that represent you, I guess, how you feel about things. I was talking to one top leader. She's a top leader in Neora, a company used to be called Nerium. If you remember Nerium, they're the first company to sue the FTC. And they did that a year ago when the FTC basically gave them an ultimatum, said, you can't do the network marketing model anymore. You can sell products, but that's it. They didn't even answer them. They went and got a very good law firm to represent them, and they sued them. Then the FTC turned around and sued them. And so here's the thing. I was talking to this top leader in that company. I like to get updates when I can. And a pretty powerhouse person of the FTC who used to work for the FTC just joined that law firm. Here's the other thing too. They changed the venue. The venue was going to be in New Jersey, and Nerium wanted the venue changed to Texas. In other words, they didn't want to go before a liberal judge. That was anti-network marketing, right? And it was granted. The FTC tried to fight it. It was granted. So it went to Texas. Again, that was a very positive news to hear about. So keep them in your prayers. I always pray for them. I'm not in that company, but I'll tell you what, if they lose, it'll be a problem later for network marketing. But I'm very confident that to keep our freedoms, we have to let those people that represent you in the states that you live in, if you're in the United States, how you feel and think. And hopefully your companies will do that. I go back to the 1990s when the FDA tried to get control of the supplement market. A lot of you probably don't know that. But I remember we had to fight for our rights then. And so all these network marketing companies band together, and the distributors and all those companies, they wrote letters to their senators, their congressmen. The FDA basically had it where, you want to get a supplement, you'd have to go to a doctor to get like a script. You have to get it from your doctor. It was ridiculous. But they saw how big it was. They saw how powerful that industry was becoming, how much money was in the wellness industry, and they wanted to control it. Well, guess what? Congress took that away from them, said, nope, hands off. They passed the DSHEA Act, Dietary Supplement, I forget the rest of it. You can Google it, DSHEA Act. And that saved us, because that would have wiped out about 90% of your network marketing companies. And And that was back in the 90s. We almost lost our freedoms over that. It was very serious. So, from time to time, those times come. Then you have to do those things. And that's your right, because again, hey, you pay taxes, you have that right to say, hey, this is not good for us, and we're oppose it, and we want you to oppose it. Nothing wrong with that. Here's the thing. Just stay positive. Keep being grateful for what you have, and just know there's enough good people out there to keep the bad ones in check. It's always been that way. And the rest God will work out. So stay positive. I know there's a lot of, and there will be, there's going to be a lot out there. It just depends on, when I was on the treadmill and I was running, Tucker Carlson on Fox News, I was watching him and I thought, you know what? No, not doing this. I'm going to football. So I decided to watch a game. I decided to watch the Patriots play. And so they were playing against the Jets, and they were doing a good job. They don't have Tom Brady anymore. It's a whole new team. But anyway, I thought, you know what? I just want to, I don't want anything. I don't want news. I don't want news right now. I don't even want to hear it. I just want to focus on what we need to do. And I want to work on Jeff. I want you to work on you. And then after that, our job is to go working on our teams. So keep doing that. Keep doing that. And thanks again for connecting. And tomorrow I'll put out some value and I'll connect back with you on Wednesday. So everyone, have a good evening. And thank you very much. Thank you, Danielle. All of you. Love all of you. Take care.